Hey everybody, and welcome back to another what's it, the Blu Ray Hunter haul. End of end of 2 months haul that we normally do. And it feels like we haven't done this in a while. I don't
It
know.
does. I mean,
Yeah,
it would be the end of the year haul.
it would be
So
the end
because
of the, I guess it is the end
it's
of the
every
year
two
haul.
months type of thing.
We
Yeah.
won't be back till March for the next one, so it will take a little bit more time for that one. But I just, right now, most everything is coming back in March. So March is gonna be a crazy month. Um, but anyway, I welcome John Ward. How you doing, John?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm the host, Jonathan Moody. I did not mention that, aka the Blu Ray Hunter. It's been a crazy morning. So just getting everything ready for this, and John just got everything ready. So we're about to
I
start.
I was confused on the halls.
But it's
So
okay. We'll be doing another uh haul starting next year with for Indie Film Cafe as well. So we'll be back with those, which I sort of miss doing them with Paul. But anyway, we're gonna start with you, John, and then you'll go, I'll go, you go, I'll go.
okay, so we're gonna start off with my one and only 4K. The reason why I got this is that it also has the Blu-ray in it.
Okay.
So and this was Amazon, $10. They and that's the Evil Dead Rise.
Yeah, I didn't know it had the Blu-ray as well, so that's good.
Yeah, I really wanted to make sure. And yeah, so that's the Blu-ray right there. And then
Yeah,
there's the 4K. So
good.
at least I won't have to, rebuy it down the road.
A lot of sadly, a lot of 4Ks are only doing 4Ks. They're not doing 4K plus Blu-ray.
That's why yeah, right now I can't get them. But I saw that I saw that the ad said Blu-ray, so I took a chance and it was correct. So at
I
least now
think
I got all
by
my Evil Dead stuff.
Criswell predicts that by the end of 2024, you will have a 4K player by then.
Didn't all of Criswell's stuff not come true?
So maybe it'll be 2025. I don't know. But we'll see.
At
I hope
some
it does.
point,
I think he has gotten some right. That's the only way he could constantly actually be in business, is if he gets something right, but it's something that's like probably easy for people to guess that that'll happen, you know?
well, especially if you go way out of your range. If he was back in the 50s going, Criswell presents Man Will Walk on the Moon in the year 52,000, then then that isn't even come true yet. So type of
Yeah, like
thing,
nobody will even remember when he said that, you know? So it doesn't
Yeah.
matter when he says 50. Yeah, I get it.
I probably should say Mars because we already had a man on the moon. So it'd be
We already
yeah,
had, well,
like
yeah.
52,000 man will walk on
Well, at least
Mars.
he listed all those
Oh, I'm sorry, I
conspiracy
don't want to get
theories.
canceled. Human will be walking on Mars.
But if
I said
you
man.
you listen to all those conspiracy theories, people say we've never walked on Mars, and junk, and I'm like, okay, all right,
Freaking
whatever.
weirdos. All right. This one I just got and I'm halfway through watching it. I've never seen it before, surprisingly, because when it came out, it was just a Quentin Tarantino ripoff. And I'm loving it, and I'm really bummed that I never watched it before. But that's a Way of the Gun,
Wait again.
written and directed by Christopher McQuarrie, the man who has given us the Mission Impossible movies. So
Nice.
with
I know
Mr.
you're a
Tom Cruise,
huge Christopher McQuarrie fan. You know, fan.
he's right up there, like with Christopher Landon for me. Is that I just think that they're both great directors. They're really good writers.
I
And
think they're honestly, I think they're better writers than they are directors, in my opinion. But I mean, some of Christopher Landon's movies that he directed were well written, and like, and stuff too. But like, I don't know.
yeah, okay, I'll go, okay. And then next is I went to Zia Records and I found some stuff in there, get two buy get one free type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I found this one with your buddy from what's the show where he played Aquaman, and it's Entourage. It
Entourage.
has your buddy
Adrian
from
Grenade.
Entourage in it. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Arsenal.
Yeah. Was that, who was that directed by? Is that
I think it says it
That
in
wasn't
here.
Stephen C. Miller, was it?
Stephen C. Miller.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Yeah,
Stephen C. Miller did a lot of those movies at that time. He worked with like Bruce Willis and he worked with Sylvester Stallone and all these different directors and whatnot. And Arsenal was one of those where he had I think what Adrian Grenier and he had
John
I think
Cusack.
John Cusack. Yeah, so not a bad group of people too. Like
And I
yeah.
think Nicolas Cage looks kind of cool right here. I'm guessing because his name is smaller that he was like one of those. Yeah, come on board for 2 or 3 days, and
I would
you
just
know,
love to direct Nick Cage. Like, I don't
yeah,
think you direct Nick Cage. I think you just let him be Cage. Let him out of the cage.
yeah. Oh, look at you! Look at you! I think it's like De Niro. Either like you could go up to him and say, "Mr. De Niro, would you like for me to direct you, or you've done this for decades? Would you just like to be
Do whatever you're
Robert De
doing.
Niro?" Yeah, and then let him decide. So probably Nicolas Cage would be the same thing, but he seems to be a discussion guy.
Hmm.
Like you see these interviews where you find out that he talks about the movie like 6 months before they even make it.
Right.
Like this is not an accident. Like this is all planned way in advance. So I'm looking forward to watching this. I haven't seen it. And then I got Bangkok Dangerous
Okay.
remake of I'm not sure where it's from. It's Asian, but might be.
From Bangkok?
Oh well, I guess the title would tell us where it's from.
Maybe.
There you go. And then got another Nick Cage. This thing was like filled with Nick Cage movies, so I was so happy. Uh, which is Primal.
Nice.
I
Are
guess
you
he
just
would.
are you trying to collect all the Blu-rays of Nick Cage?
I am slowly. It kind of depends. Like, do I really care about guarding Tess?
I mean,
But I mean, I like these ones when he was in debt. So these seem to be his best movies, and so I don't really know if I care about Honeymoon in Vegas and
I love
stuff like
Honeymoon
that.
in Vegas. Pat Morita
Well,
was in that one.
I know
And
you would, but I know it's not my type of thing though. But I don't
Sarah,
know. I mean,
Jessica Parker. I liked it. I remember liking it. I think it was
I mean,
cute.
it depends, I guess. I mean, he's my second. Tom Cruise is my first, so he'd be my second. So I don't. Yeah, to a point, I guess I'm slowly collecting them. Speaking of Robert De Niro, I got this though for my love of my life, Mila Jovovich, but that's Stone,
Nice.
and which also has the Nightmare Edward Norton in it.
Yeah, I've
So
heard things, but
I
I
like the
wouldn't say I
guy,
would
but
never work with him. You know,
you
you
just
know
have
what I
to be
mean?
cautious, I guess, from what you've heard. Maybe he's chilled out. Who knows?
Well, he probably has. I mean, because like that was a very, big thing. It's kind of like how I'm sure Katherine Heigl has chilled out, like because like everybody heard terrible horror stories about working with her, that she's probably learned her lesson,
Right.
about it. And you know what I mean? Like is probably chilled. But she might not, and he might not. I don't know.
Yeah. Might just be their personalities. Who knows?
I think once
Um,
you become a big star, you start having ideas of what you want, your career to be. And in that thing, sometimes you get, you know what I mean? Like
well,
people
I
are,
think it's kind of like Vin Diesel is the guy started off humble and then he became like an egomaniac and then he became humble again. And I think that with a lot of these people, when you're told you're the greatest thing on the planet
hmm.
and like you're God's gift to the film industry, you tend to, yeah, think you are. And I think that was them is,
I agree.
that, but then you have to
It's
be
ego
shot down.
boosting, right? Like the whole
Yeah.
genre or the whole not genre, but the whole world of film is a little for actors is ego boosting because they need to have that energy and that feeling when they're doing it, They need to feel like they're the greatest because otherwise their insecurities and stuff will creep in and whatnot
Well,
and
I
so
mean, when I met Vin Diesel at Sundance in 2000, and he was there promoting the Boiler Room, and I shook his hand and I had a brief conversation with him, and he was like a really nice guy,
Hmm.
really nice. Thanked me for liking the Boiler Room, and
I love the boiler.
I thought it was really good. I love that they referenced the movie that they're ripping off, which is Glengarry Glen Ross, and that's pretty rare. But if they're using that as their template, in the movie to rip people off. So that's pretty funny. And but I think it was around the Chronicles of Riddick, which is where his ego was like, yep, if you want me to take off my shirt, it's an extra $1 million. And but then by the time that he did Riddick, he was back down again. Because it's like nobody would fund that movie. That was like an independently produced movie.
Oh wow.
So I think that he went, yeah, which is why it really takes place in like one location. It's because it's kind of was funded out of his own pocket.
Well, he also comes from like he didn't start and we're going off topic, so we're gonna have to get back to the
Yeah.
hall. But he didn't start from like one big movie and then he started from making his own movies.
Well, he
That's
started
how.
from Strays.
Yeah,
Is he
Strays
wrote,
was
directed,
his
and
own.
starred in Strays, and then
Right.
Spielberg saw that and then put him in Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
So he didn't. Yeah, he didn't start off. He's not. It's not like nepotism or anything. It's that
Right.
he was a struggling actor, and he made his own movie that Spielberg happened to watch, and kind of like Paranormal Activity type of thing,
Yeah.
and then he skyrocketed
Steven
from there.
Spielberg watched Paranormal Activity. It's real.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, get your movie watched by Spielberg. You'll
There you
become
go. That's
famous
how you get
after
your
that.
career going.
Yeah. Okay, so back on target. We have a lot of these are Black Friday from
Okay.
Amazon. So which was really nice is that Black Friday for Amazon started early. So when I ordered these, they like came the next day because I'm still on Prime, even though I canceled it. And it was literally the next day they showed up at my door, which was pretty cool. I think I ordered them on like Thursday. No, I ordered them like on a Tuesday. They showed up on like a Wednesday, something like that. I was like, fuck. So Saw X, which is one of the best Saw movies.
Nice.
And I rewatched it and still think it's really good. That it's probably my second favorite sequel, the best being part 6. And then got this. This one was always like $30 or more, and it was really cheap because of Black Friday. So I thought I got to pick it up, and they're doing part 3. So Terrifier 2,
Nice.
got to get that. And it is unrated, which is nice. All these also have their slip jackets too. Insidious, The Red Door. So part 5 for Insidious, which I really liked. I do think it's a good sequel. So I think all of them are good. Then after that, some of these you still need to see because we got to review them. The Nun 2, which I
And
also
then too.
really enjoyed.
Yeah, I think that's on a streaming channel like Max or something.
Yeah, it's Warner Brothers, so that would be pretty easy to catch. And then this I just got because it was really cheap. I ordered it at the same time as the Black Friday stuff, so it arrived at this more or less at the same time. But both Shazam movies,
Nice.
and I
So
really only got this because of the director.
oh yeah. He did horror films too. He did some
Well,
right?
he did our Conjuring stuff
Yeah.
that we like.
Yeah.
So I got that to support him in the same way David F. Sandberg. So
Yeah.
in the same way that we support James Wan, even with his films that aren't, Aquaman, that aren't Conjuring, I wanted to support this director because I guess DC, just like James Wan.
Mm.
So, and I liked Shazam, and I've heard part 2 is good. It just bombed. Just nobody cared.
Yeah, I've heard it was good. But you put a certain actor in the movie, it's gonna bomb.
And I know who that actor is.
I'm
So
not gonna say it because I don't want to get hate, you know. But you know,
I mean, you wouldn't want to be treated like Snow White, would you?
stop. This is the reason why I was trying to avoid that.
I mean, who knows? Maybe after this video, you might be Hungry Games.
Okay,
So
stop.
I'm not going to get hate. This I bought at now. A few of these are Zia Records just went down there one day and bought some stuff. This
Mhm.
was in that same bin that I found all the Nick Cage movies. I heard this is one of the worst movies ever made, and
Oh.
I've heard it's dreadful, but I bought it because of that, and it has its slipcover. And that's Vanquish.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say it was movie 43.
Oh God, no!
That's the
I think
worst movie of all time.
I have movie
I
43, but
I
only
have it
because
too because I bought it for
from
like a
Dollar
dollar at
Tree.
the Dollar
Yeah.
Tree. But
Um,
that's the only way I would buy it. I would not have bought it for $10 or $5 even. It's
I
not.
think this might have been because it's a Blu-ray. It was like 5. But it's Morgan Freeman, who I guess who was in a wheelchair in a house the entire movie. So he's like, yeah, give me like $500,000 and I'll just sit in a wheelchair in a
What is he
house.
like? Freaking the Professor X or something?
I guess that he's the one who's giving her the jobs that she has to go get money from these mob people and distribute it, something like that.
Who's the
And
main girl?
a Ruby Rose, who I actually like.
I
I
do
like,
like her too.
yeah, she's not bad, but I've just heard it's bad. And it says from the director of, I have not heard of any of these movies: Double Take, Middlemen, and The Poison Rose.
If you're gonna like promote something, promote things people seen,
Yeah.
like
And it does have director's audio commentary. So,
oh,
yeah. Yeah. 5 gangs, 1 woman, 1 night, 1,000 bullets. So
nice.
I figured I'd pick it up. It was cheap. Got a zombie with Dolph Lundgren. So you got to get that. Battle of the Damned, where they got robots that battle zombies. That's them right there.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
Robots versus zombies.
Yeah, why not? And it's Dolph. So, got to get that. This is another one that I picked up at Zia, and I picked it up for it because it's part of the horror pack.
Okay.
So at times I'll grab stuff just because of the company. So this is Worst Laid Plans. And it's an anthology of vacation horror pack limited edition Blu-ray, and it's number 19. So I've never heard of anybody who worked on it. It's got a fair amount of special features, but I'm into companies these days. I like
Yeah,
collecting things from particular
I do
companies.
too.
So
I have a
yeah,
whole section that has all like boutique labels and stuff. I need to fix it because it's all like cluttered up right now. But I've got a whole section that's just like filled with boutique labels like Synapse or
yeah. So yeah, I got all that stuff organized now. So it's harder to find things unless you know it's from that label. But and then the last thing that I have here, it's a collection. It's from Shout Factory, so it's not Scream Factory, but this is a new thing that they're doing now. It's called Shout Select.
Oh yeah, I know Shout Select.
And
Not
they do
new, I don't
number.
think. I think they've been doing it for a little bit.
It's been for a while, yeah, but I guess it's more new opposed to
Well,
all the
I
other
think
stuff.
yeah,
It's like the
so
newest
it's
thing.
more of the more bougie movies, like the movies that sort of don't fall into the category of Shout or Scream Factory.
Yeah, it's
Like
it's
what is that
interesting.
movie? What's that one?
Oh, this is the Street Fighter collection.
See, that's a little bit
Sonny
more
Chiba.
cult. So I think they don't know where to put it because it's not a Scream Factory, which is hard, and it's not a Shout Factory kind of thing. So Shout Select seems to be the kind of area to put it in.
Yeah, some are R's, some are unrated, it looks like, or maybe it's a combination of them both. They're 2K scans. The only thing that's missing from here is Sister Street Fighter. So I'm kind of bummed about that. But I
And it's not
bought
really the whole collection.
no, it's I guess it's the Sonny Chiba collection, and he's in
Um,
Sister Street Fighter, but yeah, it's only the first 3. I have from that VCI, I have all of them on DVD.
what
But
was
I
the
thought, okay,
what was the triple feature that they had in True Romance? There was Street Fighter, Return of Street Fighter, and what was that?
Street
And
Fighter
same,
Strikes Back
no, I
would
think
be the
in
third
True
one.
Romance it was Street Fighter, Return of Street Fighter, and or Revenge of Street Fighter or whatever. And then
I said it
it
wrong.
was
The
Sister
Street
Street Fighter, I
Fighters,
think also. I think they also had Sister Street Fighter. And the
yeah,
funniest
the
thing I
Street
heard
Fighters
about
Last
that
Revenge.
was that a couple of his friends, Quentin Tarantino's friends, went to that theater because that was a real theater that they shot that stuff at, right? And saw like, man, a triple feature, of Street Fighter. Oh man, we're down, and they're about to go in, and they're like, no, they're shooting a movie in here. That's where the movie goes. Man, that's Tarantino's movie. Damn it. Like they
I
knew exactly.
up in Marin County, we have there was a God, I'm blanking on the name of it, but there was an independent theater. The Lark is what it was called, the
The
Lark.
Lark.
And I was on a date and we wanted to go see the movie Elizabeth. So this tells you how long ago it was. And we saw it, like, what the fuck? Why is it's not playing? What is this movie called? Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. I don't want to see this. I want to see Elizabeth. And we go up and it was, I didn't know it at the time, it was freaking Guy Ritchie. And
Yeah.
some of the people from the film were there. This is just in Marin
Nice.
County. And I had no idea. And he's like, I'm like, is Elizabeth playing? And they're like, well, no, but you can come in and see our film. I'm like, no, we really just came to see Elizabeth. And
Did
we
Guy Ritchie
left.
say that to you?
And it was, and I realized later on it was the freaking director.
That's funny.
And I had
And
no
now he's married.
idea.
Well, he's been married to Madonna for years.
So if you ever end up going to a movie theater and you wanted to see the movie and it's not there and it's playing something you've never heard of, and some guy says, come in and see our movie,
Go
go.
see it. Do it
Because
anyway.
it could be a famous director like a couple years down the road.
Yeah. So I gave thanks to a guy who directed Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar because he was doing a screening, and I said, good luck on your screening. I didn't know if I should have said that or not because I was working for the thing, and then the guy looked at me and goes, "Thanks," and like walked away, and it was the director, you know, and I don't really know what much else that he's directed, but hey, directed a movie Kristen Wiig.
Yeah, okay, there you go. I like Kristen Wiig. All
Is
right,
that
so
it?
that's it.
Okay.
That's it.
All
That's
right,
my first step.
my pile of stuff. Ugh. All right. So I'm gonna put these up here. All right. So to begin, whoops. Nope. Okay. All right. So to begin with, we've got my 4Ks. I'm gonna go with my 4Ks, then my Blu-rays. Okay.
Okay.
Starting off with Rosemary's Baby
Good movie.
on 4K. Classic.
That is the movie that Frank Sinatra divorced Mia Farrow on.
Oh yeah.
Because he said, if you go make that movie, I'm divorcing you. And she made it.
did.
So he divorced him. And so he divorced her. Yeah.
Yeah. And the next is Children of the Corn on 4K.
My God, 4K.
So here's a little problem. Like this actually came pretty messed up and everything, and it was all kind of wet and stuff, like all like messed up. But it dried out and it's fine. And nothing. It didn't hurt the Blu-ray, or
That's
might
good.
have hurt the inside cover, but I really don't care. I only cared about the 4K. That's all I wanted to make sure I had.
It's interesting when they make some films like Evil Dead Rises, they probably had all that in mind because it's brand new, you know. But for something like Children of the Corn, they never thought of Blu-ray, they never thought of 4K, they never thought of. So it's interesting when they take something like Children of the Corn and they turn it into a 4K.
Well, I mean, all the older stuff is eventually gonna either go to 4K or whatever's the next thing, whether it be 8K, 12K, 16K, or more. So next is Flatliners.
Oh, I like Flatliners. That's the original, right?
The original Flatliners.
Good.
With Kiefer Sutherland.
Yes, the good one.
Okay. Next one is one of my favorite movies. I just love this movie, and it's an Arrow one. It is Mary Shelley's Frankenstein with Robert De Niro. We were just talking about him earlier.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Yeah.
I love John Cleese in that film.
I've not seen it in forever. I need to see it, but I remember loving it when I first saw it.
He is so good in that. And I do like De Niro as the monster. I thought that he did a good job too.
I was gonna sell my copy of the Blu-ray, the regular Blu-ray, and then I realized this doesn't come with the Blu-rays, so I kept my Blu-ray. Just in case I don't have my 4K player around or something, and I want to watch it.
Oh yeah,
Never know.
Makes sense.
And next is Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Okay.
which I don't
So
have.
see, so that's Sony. So that probably looks great in 4K since they shoot everything in 4K.
Right. I think this is Paramount. And this is Almost Famous.
That's another good one.
Yeah.
Cameron Crowe.
Once again, another movie that wasn't probably meant to be in 4K, but I don't care because they have both so they have two 4Ks with this one. One is uh the theatrical feature and the other one is the bootleg. So you can watch both in 4K, So it's
Oh,
nice.
cool. Man, did
Well,
he have a downfall? What happened to him? I watched Elizabethtown and ooh, not
oh,
good.
it was
Was it
Aloha that really
Aloha?
fucked him up.
Didn't mess up Emma Stone.
Yeah,
I love that with her at the I think it's the Academy Awards
I just
where
also
somebody
I
makes
think
a where
what
somebody makes a comment about Aloha and she just yells out from the audience. You don't see her. She just goes, "I'm sorry."
I think you showed me that or something.
It's so funny because you don't see her. It's just
Um,
totally just off to the side.
who's this? Sony? Something Sony, I think again. Guns and Navarone.
Great movie.
Yeah, I watched that with actually watched that with my dad. He liked it a lot. That was great. You know,
Definitely a
it's
dad movie.
it's yeah, it's a movie to watch with your dad. It's a really fun little movie. Um, and then and you know me, I'm not usually into war movies and stuff, but like that's a movie that like Tarantino talks about and a lot of other people talk about, and I had to buy it and had to watch it. You know, really, and I loved it. Thought it was a great movie. Can't wait to watch it again at some point.
There you go.
Adaptation. Speaking of Nick Cage,
Oh,
you got your Nick Cage, I got mine.
yes,
Was
love
a
that film.
classic.
One of his best.
It's only on 4K. Now there was a problem with the uh with this. So I sent out for this on eBay and it said a certain time that it would be back, that it would be delivered and everything. And it got to that time and they hadn't even said anything, like they're shipping it out or doing it. So I just messaged them and said, hey, can I, whatever. And they were like, oh, I am so sorry. Let me refund your money for you. And we're still sending it out. And then they sent out two. And so I gave the 4K because Paul had a 4K, and we're going to do this for Film Freaks at some point.
Oh, nice.
So he got a copy of it, because I just got a free. And I even wrote to them and go, I don't need this copy. Do you want me to send it back to you? And they said, no, that was our mistake. So I'm glad you got the extra copy.
Some companies are good like that. So
Yeah, it made me go and buy. I think I went and bought Guns and Navarone from them right after that.
oh, sweet.
Like because you know, like I was like, I'm gonna keep supporting these people if they're gonna keep doing nice things. Like if they're just good people. So
Right.
there you go. So
Well, my
adaptation.
my story with adaptation is the character that Brian Cox plays, is a real person.
Robert McKee, I've got his book story.
So when I was living in Pasadena, went to
The seminar.
the seminar,
Did
and
he
he
yell
was
at you?
there. No, he didn't. He was actually very nice, and he talked about Alien and how it's a horror movie. It's like a haunted house movie, and right outside as I was about to enter, I all of a sudden see standing with like two or three other people. I'm like, oh, oh my god, oh my god, that's Jack Death, and there was Tim Thomerson just
Yeah.
hanging out, talking to some friends at the front of the building. And I went up and shook his hand and said, dude, and as I'm sure he's probably heard this 1,000 times, I love you as Jack Death. I probably should have said something else, but it was a little starstruck type of thing. So that's so when he's in that movie, I was kind of bummed I mean, I love Brian Cox, but it's like, oh, why couldn't they get the original guy,
I don't know. Maybe
But
he
maybe he's
didn't.
not an
He
actor.
probably
So
didn't want to. He was probably
and Brian
happy that
Cox is
they
a
got.
name.
But
So
Brian Cox is a great actor, and he did a
yeah, he
fantastic
did a
job.
great job.
All right. Next is a couple movies from Walmart that I got that are Blu-rays. One is The Gate,
Ooh.
classic. It was really
Did you
good.
like
I had never
did you
seen it
like Gate
before.
2? Did you
I
see
haven't
Gate
seen The
2?
Gate 2 yet.
I
We're
think
gonna
Gate 2 is
do
better.
the Gate and Gate 2 for like 80s horror and 90s horror. So they're going to kind of go together because, or whatever. And I think they're going to go in the same like month, do the Gate and then the Gate 2, and it'll be the same people, I think. I think I'm having like Dustin Hubbard on that show or something and somebody else. So be fun. All right.
Yeah.
Next is Stephen King's The Mist on there which has the
That is an interesting cover.
the bonkers ending, yeah. And then guess what? This is the original cover. So
Oh, that's the book cover.
this is the book cover. Okay, cool.
I think so. I mean, it might be one of. I thought that's a great film. It's still my second favorite Stephen King adaptation. The Stand being the first, but
Yeah, I thought you were going to say The Stand.
I love The Mist, especially that ending is brilliant. And if people say it isn't, you're an idiot.
Another Arrow movie I got is Al Pacino and Cruising.
Yeah, that caused a lot of controversy when that came
Yep.
out. Shot in San Francisco, William Friedkin. I need that movie. I need to get
Directed
it.
by William Friedkin. Yep.
Yeah.
So it kind of goes along with The Exorcist, which I think is one of the other ones. Sorry. So then Basket Case.
That's a good one. I really wish they would release the triple feature sometime.
I
I'd
think
even
they
buy it on
have
DVD.
the other two on separate discs or something.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, 2 and 3 are together, and then one is separate.
I think one is Arrow and the other two are like Scream Factory or some other company. So I think that's the problem.
Yeah, different.
And then next is My Best Friend is a Vampire, which is going to be on 80s horror films at some point.
I know of. I might pick that up because it's part of that Vestron collection.
Yeah, I'm getting all the Vestrons. Just because they don't really release that many, periods, so it's easier to like collect them all. I'll probably by the end of next year my plan is to have all the Vestron titles, or whatever that are out, Then I got 2 Kino movies. One is The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, The Smarter Brother.
Oh yeah, Gene Wilder. I saw that in the drive-in when I was a kid, and I didn't understand it because I didn't know who Sherlock Holmes was. So
there you go.
At some point, I need to rewatch it, but it was Gene Wilder, so my mom took me to it.
And it's like, with Dom DeLuise or something, and Marty Feldman. And
it's got all
Madeline
those guys.
Kahn.
Yeah, it's got all the Mel Brooks people and the Gene Wilder people and all those guys that were big.
And Gene Wilder directed it.
You just gave yourself a thumbs up. Did you notice that?
What?
When you were looking at the Blu-ray, a little bubble came up with a thumbs up in it. It was like one of those like little bubble caption things, and it showed the thumbs up, and then when you turned, it went away.
Okay.
Yeah, go when you
rewatch
the
this.
video.
This is gonna be really creepy.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, and then last but not least in this section is Moving Violations.
Starring the other Murray.
The other Murray.
other Murray.
Yeah,
I thought that was okay. I mean, it's got the Where's the
fun.
Beef woman.
It was cute.
And
I would watch it.
I mean, it's Police Academy. It's Police Academy sequel cute.
Yeah, it's a ripoff of Police Academy. Because it's got the same people made Police Academy and stuff involved.
It's just not as good as Police Academy. It's more like Police Academy 3.
It's kind of Police Academy light.
Yeah.
So there you go. I'm gonna put these here for the next round. And
okay. So these are in kind of an order, I guess, but I've been picking up all of the why am I fucking blanking? Jerry Bruckheimer stuff, and I think I have it all now.
Okay.
I probably could have added those to this. I did pick up Armageddon and Pearl Harbor, but they're already shelved. But I left this one out, so I picked up The Rock.
The Rock,
which is the unofficial final James Bond movie. If
it doesn't star Dwayne Johnson.
No, it is not The Rock. It's The Rock. So it's
like that didn't work. It's not Rock. It's The Rock.
The Rock. What? But if you go off of the conspiracy theories on this is an unofficial James Bond movie.
Cool.
Because it's supposed to. They can't call it James Bond, but I guess that he is supposed to be Sean Connery is supposed to be James Bond in this.
Kind of works. So, Sean Connery's always Bond.
and while I was watching it, I was looking for that. I'm like, yeah, okay, maybe I could possibly, yeah, okay, I can see where that theory might work. Another zombie. So, Zombieland Double Tap,
Nice.
which I did enjoy. I know a lot of people didn't, but it does have its issues. But it's funny. I'd like to actually see a third.
Hmm.
And then we have Yui Bowl, Rampage, Capital Punishment.
Nice.
Anytime I find one of his movies, I buy it. I don't care what people say. He's in my fucking top 5. I love his movies. I don't care.
I mean, okay, to be honest, like if you were doing like the stinkometer kind of the scale of like stinky, you would still call his movies bad, right?
No,
Oh God.
no,
Sean,
because
you
his films aren't bad. They have a beginning, middle, and end. They're well directed. They're well
they're
edited.
not well
They have good
directed. They're not
score.
well
Yeah, they
acted.
are.
Look at Blood
Some
Rain. That was awful.
just like any director, he has hits and misses. But overall, this guy's incredibly educated. He's very smart. He's not a bad filmmaker, and everybody gives him a hard time. And I think that's because we're supposed to give him a hard time. I would love to interview this guy. I would just watch that documentary that that they made of him, and it is, your opinion might change. My opinion was already changed before I saw that, but now this is another Shout Select, and
Okay.
I got this for one reason and one reason only, but now I'm actually glad I got it for many. It's Endless Love,
Endless Love.
and this is number 86. I guess
So we got
according to
86th. Doesn't that mean it's canceled out or something?
Yeah. And so this is from the director of the original Romeo and Juliet. I did read that the writer of the book, who also wrote the script, he said the director had no idea what he was doing because he didn't understand the book. Kind of like, I guess, Stanley Kubrick and Stephen King with The Shining. I didn't know this was an obsession movie. I had no idea. So it's
kind of like Fatal Attraction or Basic Instinct.
Except reversed. Yeah. He's the guy who's obsessed.
Oh.
She's underage and he's obsessed with her.
Oh.
And like burns down their house and all of this type of stuff. It even has James Spader in it. I think it's Jimmy Spader.
Spader.
Yeah, and plays. Oh yeah, she's 15, he's 17. The love every parent fears. But I bought this for one reason, and I'm so freaking stupid.
The love everyone wouldn't it be an 18 and 15? Like that would be the one that people fear.
Well, I guess that because he's just older than her.
Right, but like 2 years older is not
well, because I think he's still supposed to be in high school, so he's not charged for as an adult in some cases. But and of course that has the famous song Endless Love in it. But I got it for one reason only, and that's 34 seconds of Tom Cruise.
Oh God.
It's his very first movie. He's in it for 34 seconds, and that's it.
Is he like a kid in the hallway or something?
He's like an athlete, and they're on like the football field, and right. he's talking about how the parents don't. He's talking about the parents or something, and Tom Cruise says, "Oh, to get their attention, what you should do is like burn wet newspapers because it makes like a really horrible smell." And that's it. And then he's not in the movie at all.
Oh, wow.
But after that, so 34 seconds. But I'm actually glad I got it because it's got like a new interview with Brooke Shields. It's got a bunch of stuff on it. But it's an obsession movie, and I didn't know that. Okay. And I love obsession movies.
This was after she did the Lagoon, right? Blue Lagoon or whatever.
I think she did Pretty Baby. I think she did Blue Lagoon after this. I think. Okay. Because I think she's actually playing her age here. She might be 14 or 15.
Okay.
But it's not a bad movie, actually. I enjoyed it. Speaking of Tom Cruise again, because I'm a friggin' in love with the guy, apparently.
Yeah.
The 3D Blu-ray for Space Station 3D, narrated by Tom Cruise.
Oh, narrated by him. Okay. I was going to say, I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
I guess it's a documentary or something.
Yeah. And he wants
3D to make a documentary. That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, it's got that kind of weird cover too, so it's on 3D.
Oh, it's lenticular. Nice.
Yeah. So I think now I have everything Tom Cruise has made, so now I can focus on Nicolas Cage.
Then you're back to Nicolas Cage now. No?
There you go. And this I was touched. I shed a tear with this one. because this is actually from Cody and Blaze Tudor, and I was in this, and I said,
I
"Hey,
saw
is
that.
yeah," which I was very happy about. I'm very happy with being in this, and um, I said, "Hey, is there any way that I could get a Blu-ray?" And so they sent me the Blu-ray, and what Cody
What
told
is
me
it?
is
Amityville what? Bloodbath.
Amityville Bloodbath,
Nice.
and
That,
there's me. I'm right there.
that's a weird case though for a Blu-ray.
It's very thick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit.
I'm not sure typical
Um,
case for it.
no, and it's
But
got looks like that. But what
nice.
Cody told me is this is one of one.
Oh, they only made one for you?
No,
Just for
they
you?
only made one. Yeah, period. This
Yeah,
is
they
it.
just made yours.
Yeah.
Nice.
Which is why I kind of shed that little tear. It's like, oh my God, that's so nice of you guys. And so I'm the only person that has this.
Nice.
Yeah, and there's my
Uh,
name right there.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, I thought that was very cool of them. So thank you guys. Um, this I got because I my favorite series is Chucky, movies and TV show. So this has to be added to the collection, which is the documentary Living with Chucky, which is made by the what's her face, Cara Gardner. So it's Tony Gardner's daughter. So she was basically on set from like the third or fourth film on, and then Fiona Dorff was also on set, even though she wasn't being filmed as a kid. So they kind of know each other. So
Cool.
it's more of kind of like it's a documentary about all the movies. They do mention the TV show, but it's more of like a family thing of how
Nice.
they basically kind of like grew up with Chucky
So
in
who's
their
Tony
lives.
Gardner? That name sounds familiar, but
He's the effects guy. He did like the effects for
oh.
Hellraiser, and now he's one of the
But he's not the
executive
one who
producers on
made
Chucky.
the Chucky doll, because I
No,
met that guy.
he came in afterwards.
Yeah, so I met the guy who created the Chucky doll or whatever, and he has like,
That
you
was like
know,
Linnea Quigley's boyfriend. I'm blanking on his name. The
I'm
guy who
not
did
sure, but he would
Night of the Demons.
I saw him at a convention at Texas Frightmare. Oh my God, I can see the name. It starts with a K, I think, like Kenneth
Yeah,
or something.
he also
Kevin,
did
Kevin, Kevin,
Jaeger.
Jaeger,
Jaeger. He
Jaeger.
also did Nightmare 2.
Yeah, he was, oh man, he was so nice. He let people like touch the doll and you know what I mean, like and stuff like that. He was just a
Touch
really
my
nice guy.
doll. Yeah, I guess there was like a money issue or whatever it was that, and so when Bride of Chucky,
Had to
what's up?
shut my door. Sorry.
Oh,
All right.
yeah, he came on during like Bride of Chucky is when
Okay.
Tony Gardner came on. But this is a really good documentary. So if you like Chucky, I recommend it. Um,
Nice.
now we're going to get into a movie that you didn't like that I have now
Oh,
come to appreciate. And it reminds me a lot of The Nun too, which is Halloween Ends. I have come to like this movie
I
quite a bit.
tried so many times. I might give it another try in another year or two or something when I've had some time away from it, you know, but like I tried it and I cannot I nope, nope, nope. I if it were called Quarry, you know, Corey Cunningham, the
Corey
movie,
Ends,
you know, Corey ends, it could, you know, I would have
Corey's
been okay with
Halloween.
it because it was not, you know, it was not Halloween. But you're right. Like when you say it was very much like Christine and
Halloween
what is it?
3.
And Halloween 3 mixed together into that, like I get it, but I'm just like don't care. Like it's not, you know, like
It really
if it
is
were really like
Christine.
Halloween 3, it would not have had Jamie at all, but they tried to make the whole marketing the whole thing about you know, Jamie versus you
Yeah,
know,
there was some
Michael, and
dubious editing there.
it was false advertising. This was not a, you know, and I adore the one guy, the pitch guy saying, "Oh, this is a Corey movie." Oh,
Yeah,
okay, I don't know who that is.
yeah.
You know, right?
But
And
which is
it's
funny is we all did bitch about that originally, but there are so many film series that introduce brand new characters that we've never heard of. So this one I
it's
think was
fine
just
when that's
focused on
like
because it was
when
part three.
they're, you know, it's fine if they don't take the mantle of the killer, you know. See what I'm saying?
Well, because
Like,
it's Christine. That's why. It's really, watch Christine, watch this. They're the same movie. This is Christine,
okay. All
and
right.
Corey Hunningham. Just like I forget what his name is. Eddie Cunningham. I forget what his name is in Christine. But
Okay, so they literally tried to okay.
oh yeah, yeah, it is. And then after this is, hey, here's some topical conversation. Scream 6.
Did you buy
Not
that after she got fired?
No, I bought this the day I came out.
Okay.
So completist, I gotta have it. So
Yeah,
but no, and I do. Yeah, at some point, if we do our video on Christopher Landon, we'll discuss more. But yeah, I have my thoughts on this. So without getting political, but I think there's more to meet the eye here than what we're seeing.
probably.
Um,
Oh, by the way, everybody, we'll for horror film lovers, we'll be doing a Christopher Landon appreciation video at some point.
yeah, I think that would be. We could do it as horror film lovers, or we could do it as two filmmakers. It's up to you on what you want to do.
Oh shit, that's right. It was two filmmakers discussing it.
But
That's
it
right.
doesn't matter to me because
No,
since we're doing all that stuff anyways. So
yeah,
it
no,
just
I
matters if you
think
wanted
that'll
to
be
be
better for
part
that
of.
because that was, yeah, no, that's
Okay.
perfectly, yeah.
And then I finally got the collector. I own the
The collector.
collection.
So you own the
Uh,
collection.
Now I own collector and the collection. I wish they would have made the collected, which was supposed to be made, the third one, but I guess the second one didn't do as well. So
Hmm.
I enjoy both, but it's weird. This is 90 minutes, and then the collection is 80. So it's like, how much did you guys cut out? Like 10 minutes a movie? But yeah, it's really weird how that one is really short. And then we got the ultimate 5 movie collection, the Transformers.
The Transformers. They're more
And
than
this
meets the
is
eye.
Yep. And this is all of them except for the brand new one. So I
Cool.
still need to pick that one up. And I did have a marathon on this and enjoyed them quite a bit. So I'm a Transformers fan, which then means, of course, I had to buy Bumblebee,
Bumblebee.
which was also fun. So more aimed at kids, but it was enjoyable. So I liked it. And it takes place in San Francisco. You see the bridge right there.
Nice.
And then after that is a man who both of us love, and we got Freaky.
Freaky.
Christopher
We were just
Landon.
talking about him. Christopher Landon.
Yep. And if you got Freaky, then you got to have Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse.
Why not?
Yeah, which is also really good, which is why he did not write Ghost Dimension for Paranormal Activity, because he was making this. And then my last one here is a collection again, and this is Scream Factory, and this one I'm very happy that I got, which is the Poison Ivy collection.
Oh, nice.
So it's all the Poison Ivy movies. It's 1, 2, 3. There's 4 of them. Yeah, 4 films of seduction. I don't think there's a 5th. I think they're all here. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's Angel.
Okay.
Has I guess has like a collection, but one of them is left off.
All right.
So but yeah, so that's all mine. That's my
All
last stuff.
right.
So
All right. So this is the last of my haul. Once again, we're gonna go with all my 4Ks first, and then we're gonna dive into my Blu-rays. So first, I actually just mentioned this earlier. If you I don't know if you forgot or not, but Exorcist. So you got that. Of course, you got
the
to get
good
that.
one.
Yeah, and once again,
Well, and part 3 is good. And part 3.
after William Friedkin's death, I want to, my idea is that I do want to try to collect as many of the Blu-rays or 4Ks that he's made, and stuff.
Did you ever see Sorcerer?
No, I haven't.
That is an absolute
I've heard
must.
of it, but I haven't seen it.
It is. Oh my god, it's a remake of oh god, I'm blanking on the name of it, but it's a remake of a French film, and it's Roy Scheider right after he did French Connection, and it's William Friedkin right after he did Exorcist.
Nice.
Music by Tangerine Dream. and the film bombed, bombed beyond belief. But it
Oh,
is one of their best movies. I love that film.
all right, there you go. Next is Cujo on 4K. Great Stephen King movie.
Yes, yes,
The
yes.
one of the only few movies where I actually am okay with the dog dying. Most of the time I'm really sad if I see a dog die or whatever. This and Man's Best Friend are two movies that I'm like, those dogs can't be, can't be
Oh no,
around.
Kuja. Unfortunately, yeah, they had to put him. No matter what, he had to go down just
Yeah,
because
because
of the rabies.
he was had rabies. He wasn't
But
going to be able to live.
of course, the studio chickened out and didn't have the kid die.
No,
In the book, the kid dies.
right.
But I
The
guess if you're making a mainstream movie, you got to end it happy with the dog dying and the kid living. So
sounds terrible. All right. Next, so let's see. Cujo had Dee Wallace in it, and she's also in this, The
another great
Howling.
movie.
The
Another
Howling.
great. Yep, yep, great
The
movie.
Joe Dante.
I
Uh
wish I know most of them are separate companies, but I really wish somebody would buy them and do a box set of all the Howling movies. Like do
yeah,
like remaster them and do all that type of stuff.
that would be great. And then next is another Dee Wallace movie, and that is The Hills Have Eyes on
Oh yes,
Arrow.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
great movie. Yeah.
So I went on a Dee Wallace spree recently. I
Now,
actually originally not planning to, it just sort of happened that way.
but you're a a collector like I am. So would you also pick up the Howling? I mean, like Hills Have Eyes 2 and the
At some point.
remakes and
At some
because
point, I'll get them. I just haven't like there's other things I want to get before I dive into all that yet, but eventually I'm gonna get all of them. Another movie that's another werewolf movie, is made around the same time, American Werewolf in London.
I think the better of the two. Both are excellent, but yes, that I love
Yeah, I think
American
that
Werewolf in
one's a
London.
little, I think The Howling's a little slow for my taste at times too, because I don't really like the news channel stuff, and everything, the news station and things like that. But I think it picks up, you know, later. So I think the first however minutes it is, that just kind of slow, and then it kind of goes into, the movie better. But I enjoy it. I love the movie.
It's good. My one of my bucket list films, if I ever made it in Hollywood, is to do the books. I want to do the trilogy of books because
Nice.
the first movie is kind of close to the book, but not exactly. And then books 2 and 3 have nothing to do with the movies at all, like nothing.
Um, and then these two 4Ks are actually John Hughes 4Ks.
Oh, nice,
One is Weird Science,
good movie.
classic.
Yes.
And then another movie that I think is one of Paul's least favorite movies, Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
How? How?
Teenagers.
How?
Doesn't care about teenagers. Even though he likes Fast Times at Ridgemont High because that was his teenage years, I guess. So once he got out of his teenage years, he doesn't care about teenagers anymore. I
Well,
I
Fast Times at Ridgemont High to me is the that and Breakfast Club are the quintessential '80s high school movies. That if any teenager of today wants to know what it was like in the '80s, they should watch those movies.
All right.
Even less than zero to a point.
Yeah. All right. So next is a bunch of my Blu-rays. And the first starting off is Smokey and the Bandit. What is it? 3 movie collection that I got
That's
at
a great
Walmart.
collection. Yeah, that's a great
So it's
collection.
a
I have that.
Blu-ray which has all 3 of the movies. However, I did find a DVD that has like all like 6 or 7 or whatever with like the TV movies and other stuff too.
Yeah,
And
they weren't bad, but they need to be on their own thing.
yeah,
They're those three are. I would love to see the original cut of Smokey and the Bandit 3,
yeah.
where just where was it Smokey is the Bandit is the title.
Oh, okay.
There's even a trailer on YouTube for it where Jackie Gleason comes out and it's Smokey is the Bandit.
So this next one I got from the director himself, and I wanted to see this because my friend Spencer is in it, aka Spooky Madison, and it is Phantom Fun World. And I
Oh,
am
I wanted to get
always a
that.
huge fan of like movies set in like theme parks or carnivals or whatever,
Yeah,
that
they're
kind of
cool.
thing. So I've been like dying to see this. I haven't watched it yet. I'm gonna see it as soon as
Who
I
directed
can.
it?
It was Tori Jones.
Okay. Yeah, I
He
want that. That look cool.
Yeah, he was also the director of like The Wicked One and The Wicked Ones, and,
Oh, I
all that
interviewed him
stuff.
for one filmmaker. Yeah, I like him. Yeah, yeah. I thought his name was familiar. Yeah.
Yeah. So the next one is something you gave me. So
Yay, you're showing it.
yes, it is Zombie Rage. Just I
Yay,
haven't watched
Zombie
the whole thing,
Rage.
but I've seen your short. So I'm excited to rewatch to
Did you
watch this
watch
whole
both
thing.
parts or just one part?
I think I've watched both
Two.
parts because I think you
Okay.
sent me two, but I don't know. Maybe it'll seem new to me. I don't know.
Well, for mine is for some reason is the only one that's divided into two sections.
Oh wow. Okay.
So the Andriana slams the door on the zombie, and then it ends part one, and then it comes back later on with her on the bed hearing the pounding on the door.
Okay.
So it's kind of at the beginning and kind of at the end.
So we got like a Pulp Fiction type thing here.
Yeah, but it's weird is mine is the only one that does that, and I don't know why.
Hmm.
So it's sorry guys, I was a little confused because nobody else was like that. But it's a good film. I like it. So thank you for showing it.
Oh. Next up is my Chris Seaver collection. So these are all Chris Seaver films that I got at the from eBay or from Chris himself. This is from eBay. This is from Ron Bunk's eBay, like SRS Cinema, and that is Sex Squatch 1 and 2
Okay,
double
okay,
feature.
okay.
And it's got like commentary on the second one, and it's got a behind the scenes making of the first one and some cool stuff like that. We're doing it for Indie Film Cafe at some point next season. So and then next is a Seavage's fan films, which has let's see, features Friday the 13th Halloween Night, which is 34 minutes, and then From Almost Night to Almost Day, which is 42 minutes. What is that a fan film of? From Almost Night to Almost Day.
Yeah, I don't
Wait,
know.
yeah, From Almost Night to Almost Day. From Dusk Till Dawn. So Chris
Okay,
Seaver
okay,
made this with his friends in 1996 or so, when From Dusk Till Dawn had just made a just put somehow the script got leaked online, or whatever, and he found it and they copied it and they basically made their own version of it from that script.
okay,
And so they made this whole like 40s, was it 42-minute, version of it where and it's so silly. It's just like a goofy version and stuff.
okay, okay. Interesting.
It also features like yeah, it features a rare archival footage featurette of LBP's low budget pictures works from 1991 to 1996. So it's got a lot of his older stuff. I
Okay.
like collecting that stuff. This I
Yeah,
like.
I got I found one of his films at Zia Records that's in the will probably be in my stack for the haul next year, the end of the month haul.
Yeah, and that's because it's a DVD or something, right? Or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah. So next is
Yeah.
something. So I'll
It's
have to.
here. I'll tell you what it is. I think this is it right here. Yeah, Bone Setter Returns. Have you heard of that?
Oh yeah. Oh, that's not Chris though. Chris didn't
Oh,
make
isn't
that.
that Chris?
Kelly.
Oh,
Brett
that's
Kelly
Brett
made
Kelly.
that. Yeah.
Quickly hide it. Hide it. For some reason, I thought it was Chris Seaver. Okay. Yep.
No. Brett Kelly did work with him on Destruction Kings, but
Okay.
then this is the Heather and Pugly quadrilogy. What's great about that is it comes with a bunch of so it comes with let's see, to start with, if you want to go in order of the movies, there was a short film that he did that introduced Heather and Pugly, and these are two characters he's created. And the first movie was 12 Inches of Dangling Fury. where Heather and Pugly are staying at this place, this house or whatever, and with Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, you know, and Jesus Christ, I think, is there.
Oh,
And
okay,
so
okay.
is this woman who's going like this her name's like Kyoko or something. She's a anime, like she's not anime, but she's like a, she speaks, and then, you know, all of a sudden she's dubbed, or whatever,
Oh, yeah, the dubbing doesn't match. Okay.
no, that's the purpose, point or
Right,
whatever.
right.
It's a joke. Um, and so
I
then
saw
there's
a oh, sorry, I saw something like that. I saw some review where somebody did that in their film where they made the voices slightly off because they were spoofing like a Godzilla thing. And the reviewer goes, "Why are their voices off if that's what they're actually saying?" Like the
oh,
idea is that it's supposed to be like a Japanese person in Japanese with their
right,
voice dubbed in English, so it wouldn't match their lips.
right.
But for some reason, the filmmaker just had them talking like we are, but just moved the voices slightly off. And it's like that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make as much sense,
No.
but whatever. And then Heather and Pugly drop a deuce. Heather and Pugly crucify the devil. Heather and Pugly cock block the apocalypse, which are the three Heather and
I
Pugly
like that.
movies.
I like
What?
that title.
Yeah, so each one are about 34 minutes, 62 minutes, 58 minutes, and 65 minutes. And they've got like a compilation of behind the scenes footage from 2004 to 2006, footage from the long lost Heather and Pugly Christmas special, and a roundtable discussion. So
You're a
well
big
worth it.
Chris Seaver fan. Didn't you interview him at one point?
I did. I've interviewed him a lot, actually. He was one of the first people like I got to interview when I was doing interviews and stuff because I've been a fan of his since 2004,
Oh,
5,
wow.
something
Okay.
like that. I think 4. When I discovered one of the movies that I'm going to be bringing up in a second. Um, then I've got the Ghoulish Chronicles from Bone Jack High and Bone Jack Hill uh, double feature. This also has a vintage behind the scenes of yeah, so never before released on disc, the films that didn't make it, feature length VHS compilation from LPP's archives from 91 to 96. So I like when he does that, when he puts a lot of his older shorts and stuff onto this, these things. So that's the main reason I like to buy these now. It's because he's putting a lot of them out there. Sadly, I couldn't buy the newest one. It's like $30 and I just don't have the money right now. Um, yeah, so Heather and Pugly was like 40, but like there's no other way to get it, and stuff. And that was like 4 different movies. So it's like $10 a piece in my mind, so I was okay with that. But yeah. So
Cool.
that, and then last but definitely not least, and definitely not least, probably my favorite, so I saved it for last, is the Bone Jack Dirty Dozen Blu-ray collection, signed by Chris Seaver. Got this on eBay,
Oh, nice.
and it's from Tempe.
Is it
Um,
the Mate Flicks
yeah, well, it's Tempe actually originally. I think
originally?
what do they call it, Mayflix now? Like, do they keep it with that? I think they just call it Tempe. They kept a lot of the Tempe stuff on Makeflix, but this isn't like a newer
Well,
thing.
you
This,
you can tell now because that what I do is like I'm looking like that one that I just showed you by mistake is that it says yeah it would be the original Tempe,
yeah,
but
this is
now if you bought it from the
makeflix.com on it.
yeah if you
So
buy it from Mateflix it now says Makeflix. So
yeah,
that's how I differentiate between the two. It's like so if I'm at Zia Records and I find it used and it just says Tempe, I buy it because I know you can't get that anymore.
yeah, it's harder to get.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of them on DVD. Mulva Zombie Ass Kicker, Mulva 2 Kill Teen Ape. Um, and that's on one disc. The next disc has Filthy McNasty, Filthy McNastier, Filthy McNasty Est, Filthy McNasty 4, Carnal Holocaust, and 2021 bonus features, Filthy Reflections, respective with Chris Seaver and Casey Bowker. So
Nice.
it was neat because this has that extra thing, the extra bonus feature or whatever on there. And it's like they're like I think it says 65 minutes, so it's almost like an actual feature length, little conversation with them talking about the movies, and they talk about Mulva and Filthy, McNasty, I believe. And then they do the same thing on this disc, but it's yeah, I'll get to that in a second. So it's got Quest for the Egg Salad, which was the first movie I ever saw of his that made me fall in love with his movies. Destruction Kings, Carnage for the Destroyer, and then the bonus features is the Splatter Rampage years retrospective with Chris Seaver and Casey Balker. Rare lost footage from unfinished 2001 movie called Bon Appetit, which was supposed to be Filthy McNasty, ended up becoming Filthy McNasty. And 2001, 10 years of promo. Anyway, then the next disc has Teen Ape Goes to Camp, Film Crew, Wet Heat, and Taint Light, which is Twilight parody. So
Oh
that's
yeah, yeah. That's a good collection.
yeah, it's my favorite collection now because I've wanted all of them there. Also, I wanted Bon Appetit because he's described it in multiple commentaries that he made this movie called Bon Appetit, and I was like, I want to see it. And I watched it, I was like, okay, this is pretty much filthy nasty, But at least I have it.
Sure.
Some of the jokes are different, some of the people are different. They had a character that's in their Anal Paprika movies, in an actor from that is in Bon Appetit, but she's not in Filthy McNasty. Stuff like that. So it's kind of cool to see what they did, like the movie they did, but it's a rare lost kind of thing. Some of these movies they have like the cheerleaders get slaughtered a word, Bucox gets slaughtered a word, movie short film that they did, and I like that. When they show this stuff that was rare, kind of hard to find, and they put that on the discs. So now it's not as rare, because you can get them on the Blu-rays.
Cool.
So I guess that's it for this video here. I want to thank you, John, for coming on, and I want to thank
Of
everybody.
course.
Like I said, we'll be back for this in March. And we'll also be doing the end of the month haul. So I'm guessing we'll be shooting those about the same time or whatever, most likely. And that will be in March. So until then, though, there will be more stuff on Blu Ray Hunter. There'll be stuff on Horror Film Lovers. There'll be stuff on John's Dark Park Films stuff. So it's gonna be a busy, busy, busy 2024 coming up.
I hope so. I think so.
I think so too. I mean, I've already had plans, so better be, you know. All right, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and join us next year for a brand new season. Till then, bye.
Bye.